हेलो, हाय, नमस्ते, गुड इवनिंग एवरीवन। मैं हूं आपके सरोजनी दास। सरस्वती एकेडमी में आप सभी का स्वागत है। तो चलो आज स्टार्ट करते हैं। न्यू लर्नवेल साइंस बुक के स्टैंडर्ड 6 के बुक है साइंस। हम लोग चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं चैप्टर 6 के क्वेश्चन आंसर। तो चले चलते हैं चैप्टर 6 की तरफ। तो ये हो गया आपका चैप्टर 6, हाउ थिंग्स चेंज। तो इसका क्वेश्चन आंसर हम आज करेंगे। मल्टीपल चॉइस क्वेश्चंस या फिर एमसीक्यूज। टेक द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस। व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग चेंजेस आर रिवर्सिबल? ब्लोइंग एयर इनटू ए बैलून। चेंजेस कैन बी मेड बाय अप्लाइंग प्रेशर और कूलिंग एंड हीटिंग। तीनों ही सही आंसर है, तो ऑल ऑफ दिस होगा। मेटल्स एक्सपैंड ऑन हीटिंग। Which of the following is an irreversible change? Curdling of milk. Curdling of milk. Baking a cake is an example of chemical change. All chemical changes involve a change in composition. The property of expansion and contraction of metals used to fix wooden handles in iron ring. First I. Then 2 numbers, circle the odd ones out and given a reason for your answer. First, melting of wax, water changing into water vapor, burning of wood, melting of ice cream. So odd one is burning of wood because it is irreversible process. Germination of seeds, growth of a baby to boy, stretching of rubber band, burning of a candle wick. So odd one is stretching of a rubber band because it is a reversible process. Change of water vapor to water, change of water to ice, folding of a paper, cutting of a paper. So odd one is cutting of a paper because cutting of a paper it is reversible process. Irreversible process. So इसीलिए ये all लगे. Then D, cooking of vegetables, curdling of milk, burning of wood, making a rolled chapati from dough. So odd one is making a rolled chapati from dough because it is reversible process. Classify the following as physical or chemical changes. First, ripening of fruits, chemical change. Melting of ice, physical change. Bursting of a cracker, chemical change. Dissolving salt in water, physical change. Sharpening of a pencil, physical change. Opening of a word, physical change. Rewrite the statements correctly by changing the underlined words. Tearing of paper is a chemical change. Tearing of paper is a physical change. Metals contract on heating. Galat. Metals expand on heating. The growth of a baby to an adult is a reversible change. Galat. Is a irreversible change. Burning of a matchstick is a physical change. Galat. Burning of a matchstick is a chemical change. Water cycle in nature is an irreversible change. Galat. Water cycle in nature is a reversible change. Then 5 number very short answer type questions. तो चलो चलते हैं इसके आंसर की तरफ. First question, give one example of a change from your surroundings. So one example is change of day to night. Are physical changes irreversible? Not. All physical changes are reversible. There are some physical changes that are irreversible. For example, chopping of wood and tearing of a paper. Give an example of a chemical change. The burning of a candle wick is an example of natural change. Then D number, give an example of ये हो जाएगा आपका केमिकल चेंज. गलती से यहाँ पर नेचुरल हो गया है. ये हो जाएगा आपका chemical change. The burning of a candle wick is an example of chemical change. Give an example of a natural change. The change of bud into a flower is an example of natural change. Which method is used to cover the wooden wheels of bullock carts with iron rims? So heating of metal, that is iron rim, is involved to cover the wooden wheels of bullock carts with iron rims. Then 6 number short answer type questions. First question is give 2 examples where expansion and contraction of metals is utilized. So 2 examples where expansion and contraction of metals is utilized are to cover the wooden wheels of bullock carts with iron rims, to fit wooden handle on tools like spades with plow. Then B number, chemical changes are irreversible. Justify the statement by giving 2 examples. Chemical changes are irreversible. For example, curdling of milk. In this process, milk is changed into a new substance called curd. The curd is so formed cannot be converted back to milk. Then next, boiling of an egg. After boiling an egg, it cannot be changed back to its raw form. Then C number C, give an example of a change caused by mixing of things. An example of change caused by mixing of things is mixing of sugar and water to form sugar solution. Then number of D, why is melting of water said to be a physical and reversible change? Melting of water is a physical and reversible change because water melts on heating and on cooling it becomes solid again. So number E, why is folding up a paper said to be a physical change? Folding up paper is considered to be a physical change because when the paper is unfolded, the paper comes back to its original shape. Then number F, most of physical changes are reversible. Justify the statement by giving 2 examples. Most physical changes are reversible. For example, on melting ice changes to water. Water can be converted back to the ice. Then next, on releasing a stretched rubber band, it come back to its original position. Then long answer type, first number A, explain how changes takes place in different ways with the help of suitable examples. The changes that takes place in our surroundings are different in many ways, can be reversible, irreversible, physical or chemical. The first one is reversible change, a change that can be reversed to obtain the original substances or material is called a reversible change. For example, if ice is kept in open, it melts to become water, and if water is kept in a freezer, it changes to ice. Then irreversible change, a change in which the substance cannot be changed back to what it was initially by reversing the action, is called an irreversible change. For example, if you prick an inflated balloon with a pin, it will burst. You cannot get the balloon back in its original shape. Then physical change, these are the changes in which the composition of the substance remains the same but the shape, size or state of the substance changes. For example, melting of butter on heating and its solidification on cooling. Then chemical change, the changes in which new substances are formed due to change in their compositions are called chemical changes. For example, cooking a chapati out of dough. Then number B, distinguish between physical and chemical changes. Give 2 examples for each. Then physical changes and chemical changes. These are the physical changes are the changes in which the composition of the substance remains the same but the shape, size or state of the substance changes. But while the chemical changes in which the new substances are formed due to change in their composition are called chemical change. Physical changes, in physical changes, most of the physical changes are reversible changes, but chemical changes are irreversible changes. For example, physical changes, melting of ice to water, melting of butter on heating, and its solidification on cooling. For example, chemical changes, cooking a chapati out of a dough, curdling of milk. Give any 2 points of difference between reversible and irreversible changes. Reversible changes and irreversible changes. Reversible changes, a change that can be reversed to obtain the original substance or material is called a reversible changes, while a change in which the substance cannot be changed back to what it was initially by reversing change. Then an example of reversible change is that ice melts to become water, and if water is kept in a freezer, it changes to ice. Then an example of irreversible change is that by boiling an egg, it cannot be changed back to its raw form again by cooling. Then number D, how is burning of a candle wick different from melting of candle wax? The burning of a candle wick is a chemical change. It is an irreversible change. As the candle wick burns, it gives heat and light. You cannot get the wick back as it was initially. The composition of the burnt brick is also different. On the other hand, melting of wax is a physical change because wax changes from one state to another, that is, from solid to liquid state. The composition of wax does not change. Then number E, how is a metal rim fixed around the wooden wheel of a cart? To fit the metal rim tightly around the wooden wheel of the cart, the metal rim is heated. The size of metal rim is kept slightly smaller than the wooden wheel. Heating causes the metal rim to expand. Expansion of a metal rim makes it easy to put on the wooden wheel. Upon cooling, the rim contracts and fits tightly around the wooden wheel. सो यहाँ पर ख़त्म होती है आपकी चैप्टर 6 हाउ थिंग्स चेंज का क्वेश्चन आंसर डिस्कशंस. देन ये सब आप सब प्रैक्टिस कर लेना. लाइक एंड शेयर करना मत भूलिएगा. अभी तक अगर कोई भी मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया हो तो फटाफट से कर लो, एंड साइड पे जो बेल आइकन है उस पर प्रेस कर लो ताकि जो भी मैं वीडियो पोस्ट करूँ वो आपको पहला नोटिफिकेशन में आ जाए. मैं चलती हूँ आपकी सरोजिन दास. हैव ए गुड नाइट ऑल. आई sweet dreams and sleep well.